Walker, Season 1, Episode 17, Dig. This episode starts out with Walker in Stan Morrison's office making his comeback as a Texas Ranger official. Stan is also trying to bribe Walker into voting for him instead of his own brother in the upcoming election for Travis County District Attorney. At Abilene and Bonham's house on the ranch, Liam is getting ready for the day's events and the debate. Brett is there to help make sure Liam is well prepared for the debate. Stella is excited about Spirit Week, which is the last week of school. August is not really into it. Bonham and Abilene are excited about their upcoming vow renewals. Liam and Stan are having a debate at Sacred Heart High School where Stella and August go to school and where Liam and Cordell attended back in the day. The debate is going to be the final event to wrap up the campaign before the election. As Mickey is getting ready for work that same morning, Trey's mother comes to Austin for a visit. She kind of gets under Mickey's skin about different things she brings up to both Mickey and Trey. She talks about their future and kids. Mickey finishes getting ready for work and heads out the door. Mickey meets Cordell, Liam, and Stan at the school for the debate. A young reporter named Byron tries to ask Stan a question, but Stan says they're not there for questions or a press conference today. Stan tells him it is just a photo op before the debate. The school principal comes out of the building and tells Walker and Ramirez that a bomb threat has been called into the school and Mickey and Walker take action and get everyone back. Walker tells Stella and August and Isabel to just stay back and get away from the building. Walker and Ramirez then start searching the building to make sure everyone is out. They also look for anything suspicious or out of place. Local police along with K-9 units and the bomb squad arrive and check out the building as well. Liam asks Stan to come out to the ranch later for barbecue lunch and beer. Stan agrees but says he's bringing the barbecue. Walker takes some of the kids from the school to the Sidestep bar just so they can have a safe place to go. Walker sees that Jerry is back and there at the Sidestep since she's still co-owner of the bar and tells Walker she will watch after the kids. Mickey and Walker go back to the school and they help local PD and the K-9 units and bomb squad go through the building again. Back at the Sidestep, Stella and Isabella talk, and Isabella tells her she is going to go see her parents in Mexico for the summer. In another part of the bar, August is signing Ruby's yearbook. She invites him over to her house later since her parents are out of town. As Walker and Ramirez finish searching the building, they get a hit on the trace on who called in the bomb threat. The name they get back is a guy named Travis Pike, who is an ex-con who served time for arson. Walker and Mickey go to pay him a visit. As they knock on the door, Mickey looks through the window and sees Pike grab a gun and yells to Walker that he has a weapon. Walker kicks open the door, and the door hits Pike, knocking him down to the floor on his back, and he drops his gun just out of reach of his hand. Walker and Mickey point their weapons at him and warn him not to go for his weapon. Walker says to him that they just want to talk. Travis explains that he called in the bomb threat to get the attention of the candidates because of an issue that is important to him. He wants either the politicians or DPS or someone to look into it and try to take care of the issue. He tells them that because he has a record that people just ignore him. He tells them that all he wanted was to be heard. An officer takes him somewhere safe. He tells the Rangers thank you as the officer leads him out of his place. Trey and his mom talk and discuss what is to come for their future and if he and Mickey have a future together, which makes him think long and hard about what she is saying, especially since Mickey is busy being a Texas Ranger. Abilene, Bonham, Liam, and Brett all have barbecue lunch out at the ranch and, of course, discuss politics. Stella comes in from the Sidestep and asks Liam a serious question about her dad, which silences the room, and he answers it honestly. August goes over to Ruby's house and they talk for a little bit and she tries to put the moves on him, but he doesn't go for it and tells her that for the longest time he has wanted to ask her out. But at first she was with someone else and then they broke up and he could just never get the nerve up to ask her, and he says now you and your family are moving. He says to her that we missed our chance and he leaves her place after telling her that. The reporter from earlier, Byron, comes by Walker's ranch to visit with Liam and Stan. Stan meets Byron at a secluded part of the ranch. The reporter asks him about D.A. McLawson taking a leave of absence after the arrest of Officer Campbell. Byron goes even further and asks Stan if he has something to hide. Byron says, You're the DPS chair and signed off on dismissed cases by McLawson, some of the cases having ties regarding Northside Nation. Things take a turn and Stan gets irritated and violent with Byron and throws him to the ground. As Byron goes down, he hits his head hard on a rock, cracking his head open, killing him. Cordell goes to a hospital to visit Carlos Mendoza, who is the one who lied about killing Emily. Cordell goes just as himself, not as a ranger. Walker asks him why he took the fall for the murder of Emily when he was innocent. He says he did it for the money for his family. Walker says, when we questioned you, I could tell something in your eyes told me you were not telling us something. Walker says to him, we should have asked more questions. Mendoza tells Walker that they are the ones who killed Emily and who put him in the hospital. Walker then tells him that the woman who killed Emily, the woman named Callie, is dead now. As Walker gets up to leave, thinking about it for a second, he turns back and looks at Mendoza and says to him, you said they. Mendoza tells Cordell that the last time he was in the hospital, Callie came to see him, and that the last time there was a man there with her who put up the money. He says his face is everywhere and that he's running for district attorney. He tells Walker that it is Stan Morrison who was with Callie and who put up the money. Walker quickly leaves the hospital. Stan returns to Abilene and Bonham's house and washes the blood off of his hands from Byron's bloody head. He sees Abilene and tells her that he and Bonham can use his place to renew their vows. Stan wishes Liam well for the race and leaves Walker's place. As Stan exits the front door, he makes a phone call to someone saying, we have problems. Cordell hurries back to the ranch to stop Stan when another truck comes out of nowhere and he is forced off the road by that other truck. Cordell is forced down an embankment and his truck rolls and flips several times and even goes airborne before finally coming to a stop. Cordell is still alive and the men that forced him off the road get out of their truck and hold Cordell at gunpoint. Back at the ranch, Bonham tells Abilene that he intends to tell the entire family about his cancer diagnosis. Mickey returns home and tells Trey that they are still good, and Trey says the same thing, and that they want to tackle the future together. Trey's mom smiles from the other room. Back at the ranch, Stella and August talk about the school year and the summer, and that Isabella likes August and he likes her. Cordell is being forced by the two guys who ran him off the road and Stan to dig a grave hole for Byron's dead body. Stan and one of the men start arguing and Walker takes advantage of that situation and knocks the guy holding the gun on him to the ground with his shovel. Walker gets that guy's gun and shoots the guy arguing with Stan and then turns around and shoots the other guy he hit with the shovel. Walker holds Stan at gunpoint. Stan tries to talk Walker down and says, this will be an interesting headline. Candidate arrested on the eve of election. Walker says, oh, I'm not arresting you. While still pointing the gun at Stan, Walker tells him to get in the truck. And that is how Walker Season 1, Episode 17, Dig, ends. Wow, what a great and yet powerful episode, especially the closer we got to the end of this episode. I really thought, though, that something was going to happen regarding the bomb threat that was called into the school, and that would be the primary focus of the episode. But turns out I was wrong. They totally threw in a curveball that made my head spin, but at the same time, something told me that Emily's murder case was not solved yet, and I turned out to be right. I just did not expect the person that is primarily responsible and put up the money for Mendoza to take the fall would be who it was. Turns out, the big guy behind it all is none other than the politician Liam is running against for Travis County District Attorney Stan Morrison. Plus, he's also a good friend of the entire Walker family. I felt sorry for August because, as much as he likes Ruby, he says he feels like their time has passed to be a couple and have a relationship. I just thought that was so heartbreaking, and I've kind of been through that, so that kind of hit home for me. Stella is a little bummed out because her best friend Isabella is leaving for Mexico for the summer to go see her mom and dad. It was great to see Jerry back and back in her element at the Sidestep bar. I really enjoyed getting to see her again. Now, with what has just been revealed, I still hope that Bonham and Abilene get to renew their vows, just not at Stan's place. There were some funny moments in this episode, such as when a high school boy was hitting on Jerry at the sidestep bar and asking for her phone number. That was really funny. Then, when Walker and Ramirez were searching the school, Mickey starts getting a kick out of seeing Walker in some old high school photos, and Mickey's reaction to those photos was totally hilarious and priceless at the same time. But the funniest part of this episode came when Mickey and Cordell were searching the school to make sure everyone was out, and they heard a noise in what looked like a weight room for athletics, and they both find a cow in there for their senior prank. Walker says to Mickey that he thinks she should search the cow, and she just gives him a look that says, "Shut up, Walker." That was just really funny. So for Walker Season 1, Episode 17, Dig, I'm going to give this episode an A-. For the last few episodes that have had the character Stan Morrison in them, I kept thinking to myself, I have seen this guy's face and heard that voice before. I finally looked him up on imdb.com, and his real name is Jeffrey Nordling. And now I know why I knew the face and why the voice sounded so familiar. It's because he has played many characters in many other shows and movies that I have seen. For instance, he played Coach Orion in D3, The Mighty Ducks. He also played FBI agent Larry Moss in the 7th season of the hit show 24 on Fox that starred Kiefer Sutherland as CTU agent Jack Bauer. And he also played Tom Burnett in the made-for-TV movie Flight 93 about the 4th plane on 9/11, in which passengers fought back against the terrorists. The reason I didn't recognize him right away was because of his goatee and mustache that he has in this show. I'm really looking forward to the final episode of this season. It looks like it's really going to be a great season finale. I hope this time that Walker and his family get real justice for everyone involved in the murder of Emily Walker so they can finally have closure. Okay, that's it for this video. I'm going to say thank you so much for watching. Good night. God bless. I love all of you, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.